Hello, lovely people. Welcome to another episode of Backstage with Fred. I have a nice job. I'm in Chile right now, in Santiago, at a conference called, and I may mispronounce it, Nerdearla? Is it?
Nerdearla. But
Nerdearla.
that was close. That was really close.
Close enough. So I'm in Latin America, I'm in South America, in Chile, having a great time. But if I want to be honest, it's a little bit of a struggle for me because I do not speak Spanish. So all the time I'm like, lo siento, no hablo español, o poco español. So I know a couple of words, but that's perfect because I want to learn, especially because my first language is French and Spanish is close enough, like Latin roots. So it's a little bit easier for me to understand, but still I'm not at the point where I understand everything. Anyway, biggest developer conference, one of the biggest developer conference series in Latin America. I'm really privileged to be able to speak here, but it's not about me. It's always about my guest. I am with Andrea. How is life?
It's so good. I'm so grateful that we got to see each other yet again. We're internet friends that met in real life, and now sometimes our lives overlap, which is great.
I know. The first, we were connected on the internet before on social media, and we met, if I'm not wrong, it was 2-3 years ago, maybe.
It might have been longer than that, Frédéric. It was at the last, I wouldn't say that might have been, or maybe the second to the last Caribbean Developer Conference.
So it's been a while.
It's been a while.
I have no time for me. It's just I do so many conferences that I do not remember what it was. But yeah, it was quite a nice conference too, an all-inclusive hotel, which was a little bit harder to sell to my company, my boss. That was like, yeah, I'm going in the south, all-inclusive hotel for the conference. But that was an amazing conference. It was not just about the location. It was the people, the attendees, the speakers, the local communities.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm not here to talk about that conference. First question for you: who are you?
Well, I'm Andrea Griffiths. I'm a Colombia dev in all the places online, and I am a senior developer advocate at GitHub. And I am here because I too got lucky and my talk got in and I got to speak yesterday. So excited.
Wonderful. And actually, I'm going to come back to your talk after. Yes. I have another question for you because it's not the first time you're coming to that conference. It is the first time for me. So you're more like an expert of the conference. What is it exactly? What's the conference?
Fair. So a little bit of background on Nerdearla, and of course, I am a fan. I'm not a member of the staff, although I try and help wherever I can. It was started by CISARMY, which CISARMY has a large footprint in all of Latin America, and everywhere really. But they created this conference as a place to give people a dedicated space to have conversations about tech, because CISARMY has always done sort of meetups. They used to meet on Friday nights and talk shop, drink beer. And so they'll come up with these cool ideas and have these really just deep technical conversations, but they kind of get lost in the beers and the Friday night. So the idea sparked for them, I want to say maybe 10 years ago, where they wanted to create this amazing opportunity for the community to be a part of that Friday night feeling, but doing it in a structured way in 4 days at a time. So Nerdearla was born. It was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And they have grown at a hyperscale. Now there is Nerdearla Chile, which is where we are. Nerdearla Argentina is sort of the main and biggest one. Yeah. This year they are having, they just hosted Nerdearla Madrid, and they're doing Nerdearla Mexico, which will be later this year. So a wonderful conference. Honestly, the job that CISARMY does and the Nerdearla organization to bring the quality of speakers they bring.
That is crazy.
Yes.
And it's all volunteer based.
It's fantastic. They do pay their folks on execution day. I got clarification on that because I also say, hey, this is amazing that volunteers are running it. And actually, Alir Holo, who's one of the founders, made a point saying, no, we believe in pay labor. And I appreciate that because there is a lot of work that goes behind the scenes. You've organized conferences before, it's not easy. So they do have, of course, most things that we get paid to do, you have to still put a lot of heart and you still work way more than you should, especially when you're doing things that are for the community and for things that you care about. So this conference is terrific. My favorite part about this conference, besides we get to see cool people, we get to have, they've had the quality of speakers. Go by the website. It's nerdearla. It's unbelievable. You're gonna see folks that you're like, oh wow, that's the person who invented this. That's the person who invented that. They have incredible, just amazing agenda of speakers that have been a part of Nerdearla. And it costs, thank you, Frédéric and Andrea too, humbly. And They price for a conference like this. Let's say in the US where I'm based, it will be thousands of dollars. They charge zero.
That's crazy,
Zero.
Frank. That's
Yes.
crazy.
They feed you, they treat you, and they educate you. They create opportunities outside the conference. There's always a mixer. There's always some other organized closing party. And they do this at no cost to the community. So a barrier to entry for people to come and learn from experts, it's unbelievable. It's never been lower. And I know that team, that's really important for the team. So they also need the support of sponsors. So if you're from a company who's in a position to sponsor a conference and you want to extend your footprint in Latin America, do something that matters for the community, let me tell you something, the people who buy are here. So this is not because it's free. I don't know if it's a North American thing, but people have a hard time equating like a value. Oh, it's free, must not be good. I've had this conversation too many times, and I'm like, are you kidding me? It's just a different cultural thing, and here it's a labor of love, but it's done with that sort of community first, and it's absolutely quality. It's 2-3 days of talks, workshops, and a good opportunity for recruitment. The big heavy hitters are here. AWS is here, Google is here, the Randstad community, the Talk folks who are fantastic are here. So startups, this is the year I see most startups that I have before.
Okay, nice.
And it's fantastic. And some of the startups were here. I met one from last night. They actually just opened offices in Santiago, are thinking of expanding beyond LATAM because now they have a customer base here. And this is a conference that can position them as a competitor in the area. So I have nothing but nice things to say about this conference. I'm a big fan, as you can tell. I believe in what this team is doing for us. I hope that maybe we will bring it to Colombia, where I'm from, one day.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
That would be amazing. But it's very rare to find something that is really super high quality, and they make it. They leave it all. They do it all for the community. They do such a good job. So
yeah, and actually, there's nothing I can add to that because you did a great presentation about the conference.
I can talk about this conference forever because I honestly, this is my third year and I'm just so grateful to be here.
And this is my first time, but if you're watching the video and you're gonna be in the Argentina one or the Mexico one, I tried. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna speak at those conferences too.
Yay!
So let me know if you see that like bald bearded face. Please come talk to me. I'm gonna be there. And the only thing I can add to that is maybe not even add, is just confirm that it was so welcoming. I mean, I'm officially a nerd now, part of the team, not of the organizing team, but like they really welcomed me.
Yes.
And they were really nice also because, as I said at the beginning, I'm like, I don't speak Spanish. I'm trying to learn now, but I just know a couple of words. But people were so friendly and they tried to help me, and it just amazing. It's a great conference. I'm so happy to be here. I was so excited when they contacted me and said like, hey, do you want to speak at a conference? And I was like, I don't speak Spanish. And they were like, not a problem. Most people are either bilingual or they understand enough that like it's gonna be able to understand. And also they have like that AI translation, live translation,
which has been impressively good actually.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how it's going to go with my talk, with my French Quebecois accent when I speak in English. I'm pretty sure it's going to be okay, but we'll see about that. Speaking of talks, yours was yesterday. And the little I gather from the talk, I think it went well.
Frédéric, oh my God. First of all, thank you. Like the amount of effort that you put to actually go and attempt to like listen, and it cost me money because now I want to buy the new AirPods so I can use them for that. Can you share like how you try to?
So as I said, because I know just a couple of words, it's impossible for me to listen for a full 40-minute talks in Spanish. So even with the slides, and even if the speaker speaks slower, it's just impossible.
I don't speak slow.
She does not. So I tried for the first time I have the latest AirPod, and I tried the live translation features, which I think did an amazing job. I mean, I cannot 100% say it was right because I don't speak Spanish. So I'm not sure if the translation was right, but what I understood made sense most of the time. I think it was great. Just a small delay between when you talk and when the translation happened. Also because I think the app was waiting for like you to finish one or two sentences to try to grab the big pictures. I think it missed like the either some tech background of what you're talking about, like the AI tool didn't have the knowledge that like I have as like a tech person.
Yeah, interesting.
Maybe in the sentences sometimes I feel like it didn't totally make sense what they were saying.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because I didn't know about the topic we're talking about, or I think it was mostly the translation. So I think it went well. My personal feeling though is that after 40 minutes of hearing like a Siri voice with a small delay in my hair,
Exhausting.
it was exhausting. Like so it was not good. So I think it's a great technology if you want to have like a quick discussion with someone.
Yes.
Or I just went before recording that video, tried to grab a coffee shop at a local shop, and the woman there was not speaking English, so I was trying to order. So maybe that would have been like a good use case for me to understand what she was trying to tell me. That I was like, lo siento, no hablo español. And she smiled and she was really nice, but we were not able to communicate. And fortunately enough for me, another customer was there and she did the translation. But like that tool would probably have been really useful for that, but like 40 minutes. That was a little bit intense. My phone was so warm because like it used a lot of like processing power.
It was going burr.
Drains the battery of my AirPods, drained the battery of my iPhone. So long story short, I tried. I tried one talk, yours, and after that I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna attend a talk that are in English and mingle with people. So
I'm so grateful. Thank you for choosing my talk as being the one that
I was going to
the sacrificial one.
I was going to apologize because it was like I don't think I grabbed everything, because at some point also I had the audio, but my mind just spaced out because I was like, okay, that
so
voice, it was hard. But my understanding, like from what I grasped, is the idea that there is like so much information in a repository where your team works that you build a tool that helps you to kind of like grab that information. So would you like to give me the too long didn't read, or like the people that are watching the video? For sure,
and it is fully open source. Contributions are welcome, so please check it out. It's Andrea Griffiths 11 /TeamXray, like X-ray.
I'll put a link.
Please. Here. Yeah, so this was an idea that I had last year whenever we started getting like the models started getting a little bit, I think maybe 2 years ago, started getting a little bit more, maybe they can actually do some cool things. And honestly, from a pain point that I think all of us have felt when you're new to a team, when you're new to a code base or a project, and you're like, what the hell am I looking at? And then for myself, my experience, and it's sort of my personal experience, is a VS Code extension. In part as an homage to this, my first job in tech was I was a community manager apprentice for the LATAM text editor. So I was in charge of helping the maintainers and the core team at GitHub triage issues and kind of keep the project sort of going. That was my first job at GitHub, and I was so lost in that was such a large code base. It was very complex. They used to have packages that you could add. So I always wanted to create a plugin and a package. I never got to it because at that time my tech skills were not to the level. So I was like, you know what? LATAM is basically the father of Electron, who is the reason why VS Code exists. And I am a VS Code user, so I'm like, let me create a VS Code extension. So I built this thing originally as a prompt stuffing type of thing. I'm gonna toss everything onto the prompt and give Copilot some energy and get it to go. Hopefully maybe I can find some information that is hard to get from just using git blame and reading the logs. And since then, it has evolved. Like now, I'm using the Copilot. I moved on to MCP, and now I'm using the Copilot SDK as the primary intelligence. This is the best T-shirt. I love this T-shirt so much.
I thought that was the original,
not that run. This one. And so the extension has evolved into now where the architecture of it is not as complex. It's still doing the same things it was doing originally, but it's just the way that we're sort of pulling the information. Now I'm giving the models the tools, and now with agents you can get the model to actually use the understanding of like, okay, well, what tool do I need to call in order to extract what you want to see? So there's different things you can do with it. You can get an overview of an entire code base, which is what I did yesterday for the OpenClaw repository, and you can see who the contributors are. It gives you a ton of information on what they're contributing, and also it does this little bit of business insights on like the project health. So when you run it, and like right now, obviously that project in particular is growing and now is establishing a core team, but for a long time it was just Peter doing everything. So you can see like 60% of the contributions belong to Peter, and give you like this assessment risk that says, hello, if something happens to Peter, you're gonna be in trouble. as well as assessing some opportunities for mentoring and growth and like how you can really create a core team. So just more, it started as a project for me to pay homage to Adam, but I've been using it for other things and it's been super helpful, especially when I'm looking at new open source projects and I want to know who to talk to. Like I run Open Source Fridays, and it's a series. Please check it out on Fridays on YouTube for the GitHub channel.
Pretty good.
We talk to maintainers, we talk to contributors of open source projects as a way to provide a platform for them to promote their projects. And 9 times out of 10, I need to know, first of all, what is the project about, because they're usually new to me as well. And then get to know a little better the maintainers and the people whose commits I'm seeing. And the tool does that for us. So I've been slowly growing it. Now I feel like there is so many things that we can do with it. But I'm keeping it where it is for a while. I feel like on this third version of the architecture, I'm confident that my idea, this is like for you. You take it and you make it. Add the business intelligence that matters to you and your team, what you want to know from your projects, I'm just so grateful that I was able to present it because it's sort of like my project. Yeah. It's like my baby, but also it's been very useful. And since yesterday, I got a couple of messages on LinkedIn from people who are like, oh, I'm going to use it for this, I'm going to use it for that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, please, yes. Fork it, make it your own. Like that was kind of like the idea. So nobody feels like I felt when I started my job at GitHub. So embarrassed to ask questions, not knowing who to assign what issues to, and just overall like a big fat imposter. At least you have more information to begin with, and you don't have to go dig into logs or doing a million Git blames to get it. So.
Yeah. Now, as you said, especially on bigger repos, it's like even if you try, it's difficult.
Yes.
And starting a new job or starting a new project, no matter your experience, no matter like how long you've been doing that, it's always overwhelming because there's so many new things to learn. I have so many questions, so I think it's a great tool. It's also nice that people like reach out and took the time to tell you like, hey, I'm going to use that because every time I put something like on GitHub and I'm like, hey, like people can use it, there's a part of me that like, I do not mind if people don't use it because I build it because I need it.
I love it.
But at the same time,
it's nice.
If it's useful for other people,
yes,
that's also nice. So no, pretty good. Wonderful. Thanks for your time. It was a pleasure to have you on Backstage with Fred. And hopefully, we see each other at conferences. Hopefully at the next.
Fred, first of all, you need to come to GitHub Universe. I hope you submitted your talk already.
I would love. No,
Are you conflicted?
I don't know when it is, so...
October 28th and the 29th
and I have
in
no
San
idea
Francisco.
about my schedule, so... But
well,
if there is a chance, I would love to. It's like one of the conferences on my list that I want to go since forever, you know it.
I know, we've been talking about it every year.
And every year, I'm like, either I miss like the CFP or even just attending, I'm like, oh damn, I have something else. So now I forgot again this year, and you just reminded me. So
October 28th and 29th.
After we push stop on that recording, I'm gonna check the dates and be sure if I can.
Perfect. And the call for proposals is open now, and this year I'm in the content committee, so so definitely we'll love to see you all there as well. Please submit your talks. We're trying to make it fun.
And it's also a great community.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It has a fun nerd vibe like Nerdearla. So. Yeah, it's a good one. But thanks for the invite. And thank you all for watching.
Yeah, and see you at the next Backstage with Fred. Bye, folks.